What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I know, not even welcome back to a video, welcome back to the channel. I stopped posting for a while, as you guys saw. I was trying to do like an all-inclusive page and post all of my reefing content together with just like all my other lifestyle and car stuff. So I decided to split the content again, I know, but I am gonna be posting back on this channel. I'm also gonna be posting back on my Instagram as well. So if you guys wanna check that out, I've got all the links in my description below. So I know you guys wanna see the tank behind me, and of course we're gonna do a whole overview of this aquarium, but I really wanna explain to you guys why I stopped posting and where the 66-gallon SCA aquarium is, because the last time I posted on this channel was an update on that aquarium and I don't have it anymore, so let me explain. I might have mentioned this in my last video, but I got into my dream school for college. So I was planning on moving in fall semester to go down for school, and I wasn't able to bring the 66-gallon aquarium just because it was way too big of a tank. And I figured I should just downsize and put most of my livestock into this tank right here. So that's the whole purpose of downsizing to a 10-gallon. I figured I'd be moving into a rental, and there's no way that I would do an aquarium of that size in a rental, but a 10-gallon should be no problem. So this is what we're gonna bring. I'm gonna show you guys the new tank. Let's check it out. Alright, well here she is. Let's go ahead and just jump right into it. It's a 10-gallon JBJ rimless, of course, glass aquarium. Pretty common standard aquarium. It's an all-in-one, so it's got the filtration in the back, of course. Going from the 66-gallon SCA aquarium with a sump to an all-in-one is so much better. I used to have the Innovative Marine 30 long, as you guys might have known and seen in my videos, and that was an all-in-one. Going to a sump, it was nice because I was able to incorporate a lot of the equipment underneath the stand, which was nice, but with this all-in-one, I'm able to do the same thing but not have a sump, and I really like it. So let's go ahead and break down everything that I've done to this tank. We will get to the air plants in a little bit, but this back chamber, I want to explain what I've got in each one. So on the left side, we've got our filter compartment. This has got ChemiPure, it's got carbon, and it's got filter floss. I'm gonna eventually take out the ChemiPure just because I think it's stripping the water of too much nutrients. We'll continue to test for that and see how the corals react as I take it out. In this chamber in the middle, this is where our heater and our ATO sensor is. We've got the Smart Micro ATO that was off of the 66-gallon and the 30 Innovative Marine aquariums. That was a transfer over, and then I'll show you guys the reservoir in a little bit. We've got a Cobalt 100-watt heater. That thing is awesome. Keeps the temperature really stable. We've got our inlet tube for the ATO here, sitting above the water line, of course, and then we've got our stock return pump in this chamber here. Inside the aquarium, we've got the Innovative Marine oscillator. This only works on the Innovative Marine, so we had to get an adapter tube. Super easy. That piece right there is like cents worth, so that was easy, but it doesn't work with the JBJ. It's not a complete snap-on piece, so you are gonna have to adapt it if you want that oscillator. And I apologize if the water seems a little dirty. I just did a tank feeding, so when I feed the fish, I feed them 2 to 3 times a week, just little pellets, but then when I feed the corals, I do a whole tank feed. So I just dump in a bunch of like mice, shrimp, and reefroids and stuff like that. So that's why the tank might be a little bit murky, but we've got the filter floss that's gonna polish it up soon. For additional flow, we've got a surface skimmer in the back that pushes water on the left side. And since I have the water level so high, I actually usually have it a little bit higher. As you guys know, having water line super high in an all-in-one, it makes it that the filtration on the left side, it makes it so that there's no trickle effect on the left side, so it doesn't filter correctly. Now, to fix that and get the film off of the surface level, you are gonna have to get a surface skimmer. All it is a little inlet tube in the back, and water pours, and that creates like surface ripples and breaks the tension so that you get better oxygenation and so that you have no surface skim on the top of the tank. I've redone the aquascape a couple times in this tank so far because I've knocked it and the rock has fallen over, but this scape is really solid. I've glued it together. It's only 2 pieces, so it's this main piece on the bottom, and then it's a little piece that makes this arch up top. And then as you guys can see, we've got like little random pieces of rock that build up this little mound, which again, we'll get to these in a little bit. But this is the 3rd iteration of the aquascape. I'm gonna leave it here. We've got a lot of corals glued down, so I'm just gonna let everything grow out on this scape. I really like how it turned out. We've got a little magnetic frag rack right there with the Gorgonia in it, so we'll see how that does. For some reason, my Xenia is melting. I don't know why. That's one of the things that makes me think that the nutrient level is too low. Some of the other softies are showing signs, but everything else seems to be doing pretty good. I'd say we've only got about maybe 6 or 7 pounds of live rock, and then we've got about maybe 8 pounds of live sand. We only did about 3/4 to an inch of sand. Just because I decided not to do a deep sand bed in a nano tank. I'm kind of scared of trapping detritus and other nutrients that I wouldn't be able to get out. So we went with a shallow sand bed. But let's go ahead and move on to the air plants and kind of what I got going on up top. For this aquarium, we are running the Kessel A80. In my opinion, this light is just enough for the softies and the LPS that we have at the top of the tank. But personally, if you were gonna do SPS or you wanted to try to do LPS at the bottom to mid-range of the aquarium, honestly, I don't think the Kessel is strong enough. It's only 15 watts. In my opinion, it's just not strong enough for anything more than what I've got in this aquarium right now. Eventually, I do want to upgrade it to something. I've got another build on the way for a reef tank, so you guys will see that in the future, but we're gonna play around with lighting a little bit. I might be able to upgrade this aquarium and use this light for the new setup, so stay tuned for that. Now, the aquascape allows for rock to be built up above the water level, and that allows us to put on some cool air plants. So it gives it a little bit more of a naturalistic feel because it doesn't just cut off right at the water line. We've got a little bit of rock poking out. It gives it more of a lagoon feel, and we've got some nice air plants that are tied down with some rubber bands. This one's kind of tucked into the clip for the ATO tubing, and then this one's just strapped onto the Kessel. I love nature and different habitats, so I really enjoyed tying in air plants and more terrestrial type inhabitants with the reef tank. So I think it gives it a nice unique look, and it hides some of the equipment as well. But yeah, everything's doing really good. It's starting to settle in. I'm gonna start dosing the tank and really starting to watch the macronutrients in the water column. I can tell some of the corals aren't getting what they need, so I'm gonna start dosing and start really tracking that. We also do have another build right to the right. You guys can see the blueness of the light coming off of it, so we'll be doing a video on that very soon. But I wanted to give you guys an update and introduce you back into the channel. You guys now see what we're rocking with. We don't have the big 66 gallon anymore, but there's something about nano and pico tanks that just really do it for me. To me, it seems more intimate to have a smaller tank. You get to see a lot of the details and really focus on a smaller piece of a reef rather than a really large reef and try to maintain that. With all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you're here to stay and check out the future content that's coming. We are not going anywhere. If you guys have any suggestions or want to see something on the channel, then comment down below. Check out my TikTok and my Instagram. Links are in the description below as well. With all that being said, I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.